Hello folks, Dragon Keeper 96600 here. Well, Combine and Conquer aired this morning in Canada, and that's very exciting, but before we watch that, we have to watch Micron Legend. Why? Because I said so! So, even though the episode is up on YouTube, I thought we'd just go ahead and do Micron Legend, because if I wait till Sunday, I'll end up, not doing it, because my personality sucks. So, as you may recall, in last week's episode, we finally got over that hump and saw the worst animated episode in the entire show's run, which was called Ominous Signs. Should have been called Ominous Art. I'm so funny. Anyway, this week, this episode is sort of, in a weird way, I remember it kind of being a review of the series up till now. It's not a clip show, but you'll kind of see what I mean. You see a lot of the locations that you saw in previous episodes, almost like it's recapping it before things start to get serious next episode. I've repeatedly introduced episodes of the series like, this is where it starts, this is where the real storyline starts, this is where it starts to get serious, this is where it starts to get more characters. Well, shut up, there's a lot of starts in the series. The series didn't really start when it started. Kind of sucks when a series is like that, but what can you do? There's a reason that the second half of the series, or even the second fourth, is considered to be everybody's favorite part. But anyway. I do think the show is better than when we started. Obviously. Except for the art last episode. Beat that dead horse enough. So no pasa day. Dream again, waichido soro wo mezase. Oh, that's right. I can read hiragana. Though it is helped by the fact that I've heard this song 50 fucking times. Actually, I think we're supposed to get a new opening pretty soon. If I remember reading on TV Tropes right, we're supposed to get new opening and closing themes. Very soon after this episode. So that's exciting. Then I'll have something else to talk over and try to ignore. Ha ha ha. Okay, let's start. Last time on Transformers Micron Legend. Let's see if any of the recap uses janky animation. Well, that didn't take long, even before I'd finished saying that sentence. Stop in the name of love. Before you break my face with that big sword. Well, that does kind of make sense, because the Cosmotector was visible way back in the Atlantis episode, but the Micron weapons didn't destroy anything last episode. Quite the opposite. They protected Convoy. And they're like, is this the power that destroyed a nation? Yeah, but how would you gather that? I totally would, kid! I can't decide what my character model is. Really? That's your thrilling lead into the episode? The Cybertrons lock the kids out of the base? Should have done that a while ago. Evolution with me. Instead of evolution. I don't even know where the joke was going, so I'll just stop talking. Oh look, using the other Microns now. I'll have the most adorable little army anyone has ever seen! They'll bite your ankles, and then they'll perform hideous experiments on your Barbies, and I forgot where I was going with this. And Beryl, he just likes to be tall. So combat was Japanese, but simulation was in English. I like that they do keep this as a recurring element, that Decepticons have training simulation with the two-scale holograms of the Cybertrons. It's not because there are a lot of things in this series that appear once and then disappear into the ether. But they're pretty consistent with this. Not the first time in the series that Double Face has shot at a Destron since joining their side. I would rip something off me and throw it at you, but you guys are really small. I feel like you just topple over like pins, bowling pins. Actually, that'd be really funny. I'm gonna do it. So you're gonna catapult the sacred shields to Optimus? You might want to do a few practice runs before you do that in the field. I can see it now. Swing. Ugh. Or, you know, we could keep the Cosmotector at home and then warp them to any location we need to, since the warp gate is, like, apparently reversible through psychic powers. We don't actually need someone at home to monitor it, and anybody can apparently warp back at any time whenever they want. It's kind of like moving a limb, but whatever. I'm sure that they won't need the shield to block the Destron's most powerful weapon that they love using all the time. Unless they're bringing us donuts, you get the fuck out of here. They might leave tools in the fridge again. I mean, that was weird. What mystery is that again? Convoy's always so hard-headed. I've decided that he's always like this after a few minutes deciding it was out of character for him to lock us out of the base. What's the Astro Gate again? Have they ever mentioned that before? I don't remember. I'm the same age as you. Fuck off. What? I mean, that wasn't nice of you to say. That's what I said. We're running. Really? Do not make us do that again. We haven't seen you in like 24 hours. It's been so long. So, did they take that order to mean that they could never come into the base again? I thought you could understand them. They're saying, trapped on moon, it's dark, hashtag, wish you were here. That sentence was as literal as you could possibly make it. We should build a moat! Why? Yeah, maybe they want you to sit on top of them and ride around like you did with that little Mercedes, Jim. Yeah. So the Microns are all loyal to each other and not necessarily to the team that captures them? Wow! Except... Yeah, Megatron told the Microns to call them. With little beeps. You think it's like in Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, where when the Microns type, it's just the words beep, 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 over and over? In the episode where Mr. Harriman got a ransom note from Coco, not only could he understand it perfectly, even though it was just the word Coco written over and over, he didn't know it was from Coco! Like, what the heck? I don't understand that at all. Look, Micron's using the warp gate, just like I suggested a few minutes ago. It's almost like I've seen this episode before or something. Ah, hell is hot! We're not gonna tell you, the audience, what it is. Regain it? You had it for one episode. That sounds familiar. Okay, so the Cybertrons had the weapon a little bit longer than one episode, but Starscream sure didn't. Whoops. They're bringing their own beer and chairs. BYOCB. BYOCAB. And yet the Microns told you, the kids, instead of us, the armed soldiers with millions of years of combat training. Okay, we need you kids to stay away from the warp point because it might get dangerous. Yeah, there's already a bunch of... Fuck. This is why we didn't want to include you kids in our operation. They're letting you run around unattended when there are giant robots attacking this planet who know your names probably isn't the smartest move either. Jesus, you could have killed Carlos there. Keep back! Oh, shoot. Oh. I hope he didn't have parents. He did. Crap. Oh, Megatron, I thought you'd never ask. And Ironhide's like, hey. Oh my god, they've abducted Jim. Again. So just standing on that spot will warp you away? How do they do that? That's the Decepticons' warp effect and not the Autobot. I don't know how this plan is supposed to work. How are they doing that? My voice is cracky. This isn't really consistent with how the warp gate has worked in any of the previous episodes. So apparently they have set points that they need to be in to warp, which is never how it worked before when they could just warp back at any time. Well, I care if he makes it back eventually, but like, if he's not right away, we could sit in his chair all we wanted, that'd be great. I love that scene in English, because when Demolisher tells him to get moving, they're just like, sure, whatever. Yeah, we'll give it our best shot. Like, that's not exaggeration, that's exactly what they say and exactly how they say it. It's like, Starscream and Sideways left their fucks at home today, apparently. Just like, we could help him, but the control panel's all the way over there. Don't really feel like it. We'd have to, like, walk and stuff. Ew. Cupping a feel on Jim there. This is your fault, Jim! Like, 100%! Wow, we're getting shot at? What a change-up. Here we go! Oh, that feels weird. My shoulders are huge. Okay, now they're in the Arctic and they're way underdressed. So apparently the idea was to use the warp gate to split them up, but like, why not just warp just Optimus away? Why do they have to warp the whole group and then like, slowly as they warp them, lose people? Is it just so you could show previous locations from previous episodes? Remember when they were in the desert and they stood around and held hands? Remember when they were like in the Arctic and they stood around and held hands? Remember when they were in the forest and they stood around and held hands and also put out a fire for some reason? What is a Micron again? I super do not believe you, Convoy. We can't split up father and son. But they're not father and son! What the hell are you talking about? You just don't get it, military leader. Way to contradict your own mission statement, Convoy. Actually, this will come up in the very last episode of Jim's accusation that Convoy doesn't know anything except fighting. This is a pretty awesome line. In hindsight. Like, at the time, it seems like petulant, but like, the fact that a small kid said that to him is probably haunting Convoy more than we think. Oh god, it's woven like a quilt. Except for when it's not. Hello, Convoy, I'm feeling frisky. I like it rough. Remember when they were the Sahara and they stood around and held hands, and also the ancient Egyptians had access to spider robots, glowing Sheikah eyes, and lasers? Did that really happen, or was I just like... Was that like a sleep paralysis thing that I just assumed was an actual memory? Just like father and son! What are you smoking, Convoy? I own your ass! Remember, kids, slavery is bad. Weird that we have to keep saying that. Should be, like, intuitive, but here we are. What are you sitting on? Like, I had them warp my throne here because my legs are tired. And I'm old. I am super old. Seriously, I think he's just supposed to be squatting, but like the shadow is like on the sand behind him and not just under him, so it looks like he's sitting on like a see-through box. Where are they in relation to him? And Jim was like, Beryl, how could you? I gave you a chip! And then tackled you to the ground and bothered you. Did you not see Beryl shooting at the Microns? Really? Because I'm pretty sure they said, I'm a sheep. That's what I heard. They could be lying. By the way, it's really hot. And sandy. I don't have sunblock. Even though they were walking away, that next shot shows them walking toward them and shooting at them again. Storyboarders need to recheck with the script to see what they're actually supposed to be doing. Ah, he's doing the no man's land walk. I think. Oh, worked a little better when Diana did it. Anime! I am your enemy now! Taking military advice from children is kind of weird. Shooting at someone who isn't shooting back? Ooh, I don't know. Well, we don't like fighting, but he didn't say anything about one-way slaughters. So, is he actually trying to see if the kids are right or traumatize them by saying, this is what happens when you tell me not to fight, kids. I fucking die. See if you ever trust your own judgment again. What are you doing? Fight me or run away? What are you trying to prove this way? So it's 100% our fault if he dies. Remember that, Jim. Remember that you killed a man. I am willing to bet Convoy's life on this. They're so cute. Look how tiny they are. You stubborn bunch of grapes. We kept meaning to call you, but we forgot. When we talked him not into fighting the Microns, and his response to that was to let them just shoot him. Now he's full of more holes than Swiss cheese. What? Sure, murder is fine, but could you really disappoint the children? Could you? Used to be cool, brah. Used to fight to the death. You fell on your ass. Mercy! So, I guess it's not even remotely like a father and son, is it? Whoa, check out those Jedi reflexes. Oh yeah, we just warped back home and then used our own warp gate to get here. Probably should have done that sooner. I guess it took them a while to find out where they were. Actually, they might have found out where they were because Alexa called them. That would make sense. Why does Hotshot always get to hold the way? No! Anime! Why wouldn't it? Yeah, it's not happening. So was it just a one-time deal? That doesn't make any sense. This! I think like on on TV tropes, that frame of Megatron making the ridiculous expression has the caption, Megatron des! Kawaii-so! Alright. Our team has grown. Now you guys just sit in the background and do nothing for the rest of the series. That doesn't mean you immediately have to let the enemy shoot you. You're really lucky that worked out. You could have actually died. What if the mini-cons had, like, done it and then felt remorse later? Like, you'd still be dead. Really? That's what you're going with? Their anguish cry to the heavens manifested as a blast of pure energy? You're full of shit, Optimus. After that father-son comment, I'm not sure I trust anything Miss Red Palooka says. Can you stop sitting spread-eagled when you're talking to the children? Like earlier, you were basically facing them crotch first. Their heads were exactly at crotch height. I know your crotch is really high. I'm not asking you to lay on your stomach when you talk to them or anything, but stop presenting to them. Don't ask us if it's unambiguously the answer. Okay, so that was episode 22. Like I said, animation's better than the last episode. Still not great, or even on the upper side of good, but you know, anything looks good compared to freaking white ball of glowy nothing Starscream. So I've probably said pretty much the things that really bothered me about this episode, and I feel like recapping at this point would just be like repeating myself. So minicons are cute. Yeah, I will expand on one other thing. Convoy's eagerness to accept the Destron's Microns as their enemy. Well, it does make sense for the Destron's personal Microns, because they seem bonded to their book and cannot be separated from them, and have shown a deep unwillingness to be separated from them. The other group minicons, like the whole point of this war, or the war at this stage, is to protect the Microns so they don't have to be used as weapons anymore. And I think this inconsistency points to how Micron Legend can't seem to figure out the mechanics for how Microns work alike at all. Like, do the Microns choose their bulks? Then why does the Micron always seem to choose the Destron that grabs them first? Can Destrons and Cybertrons only understand their own Microns? Then why was Rad able to understand the Microns with Megatron, etc., etc., et freaking cetera? It goes on forever. So, if you're gonna come up with a new mechanic, especially supernatural one, then you have to set down some rules for how it works. But next episode is a pretty famous episode because it's almost exclusively about the Destrons. The Cybertrons only appear at the very end, which makes it weird that it's being recapped by Rad, who isn't in this episode. But, yeah, this is a really well-known and well-liked episode, even among people who don't like Armada all that much, because it's only the Destrons. Yay, character development for the villains. So, I'm super excited for that one. I'm sure you are too. This is Dragonkeeper 9600 signing off. Tomorrow is probably Robots in Disguise. Get excited! Get hyped!